So the stock market crash continues here, and we have major news coming in this market. Let's get into it here with our daily SPY analysis. It is March 13th, 2025. Again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Helps out the channel very much, especially those likes. And again, 60% off active trader for the rest of the month, actually till April 11th. 20% off swing trades. Check my pinned tweet for that. Anyways, let's get into it here today. So markets continuing down, and we talked about this. I've talked about this a lot lately, and maybe I'll be wrong about this, but we may, at this point, it is looking like we are going to need that washout moment that people have been kind of anticipating and waiting for. We did make new lows today, down 1.3, which, considering comparatively is not that much. And we didn't really, we went through the low. We closed below the low, but it wasn't like a clean break of the low in terms of just powering through it. So there is still a chance maybe we just chop around here and put in one of those types of moves. But I'm kind of leaning towards that's not going to happen. I think we're going to get a headline in the overnight. Somebody's obviously front running the hell out of it. And the reason I say that is look at gold today, up 1.64, new all-time high. That's going to 30.76. Silver up 2% today. That mooned all day long. And then really bonds gapping down on TLT, excuse me. And really just, it's not that it rallied back, it's how strong it was while the market was selling. Somebody's front running something, right? It's just, I think it's probably the government shutdown. Markets love to sell off into those events. And the worst kept secret in the entire world, right? We have a lunar eclipse, usually those cause some volatility, and they're kind of like 1 to 2 day events. Sometimes it can be a 1 hour event. Full moon, Mercury retrograde tomorrow too. So is that enough to get us to get that kind of August type bottom here? Right, there's only one way to find out. I can go over levels with you all day long if we want. I can sit here and talk about dealer levels. I can talk about fear, greed. I can talk about AAII having 60% bulls for three straight weeks. We can talk about fibs. We finally hit the 618 on the spiders. We already did it in the futures the other day. It doesn't really matter. What it's more about here is who's going to blink first with margin. All right, and I think it's just going to have to reset. So maybe we do need that washout. The only thing that says to me that might not happen is everybody's betting on this now. Even I'm kind of saying all right, well, this is probably happening. And like I said, that eclipse thing is like the worst kept secret on FinTwit. Everybody's gung ho about it. And if there's a more technical reason, it's the semiconductors. Never ignore semiconductor strength. This was strong all day and was green a lot of the day too. Nvidia actually was about to did make a new high, I think, or got close, while the market was down at the dumps basically. Semis are important. They've been leading the last 2 sessions. So, somebody's buying them versus the market. Additionally, vol and vol products here. No new highs as we made a new low, so the market's likely more hedged now. We talked about vol decaying a little bit, and I think we're seeing that. By the way, VVIX down 2.25, right? On a 1.33% down day, Q's down 1.8, Russell down 1.5, Dow down 1.25, VVIX red. So maybe there's a fake out, maybe it'll be a nothing burger, but right now it feels like they have this destination here, and maybe they're just going to keep us down here too. There's also the collar. We're not that far off of it. It's funny how we sold off in a straight line. Look at this hourly, just 20 MA rejection the whole way. And as soon as we get to 55, 65, it kind of stops, with the exception of today. So they could just hold us down here. But we'll see. If they gap this down, there's going to be opportunity here. So that's what I would say. Right now, though, could we still have a VIX spike? It's possible, but it's going to have to happen in the next day or 2 or 3 days. So I don't even know if we can get through 30. We'll see. Yeah, that's really it. I mean, it just depends. You know, I can talk about levels here. I can say 540. I know there's dealers at 545, probably 540 now, but it doesn't matter because none of these levels have mattered. The 200 MA didn't even help, right? So it's just going to be done when it's done. It's going to be done when margin clears out. You know, or maybe today was a fake out, like I said, and we'll just, maybe they just gap us up and we go sideways tomorrow, and then we go sideways into the Fed. They really, scam both sides. I've heard calls for like 520. I don't know. I don't see that. I just don't see how there's time. But yeah. Anyway, Q's here, down, but they closed above Tuesday's low too, and the Nasdaq has been leading the last 3 sessions. I noticed that. So when the market's down, the Nasdaq should be leading down, and when the market's up, Nasdaq should be leading up, and it's not. It was down more than the SPY, yes, but it's not structurally. It's not performing as poorly. If that makes sense. IWM down 1.5. Still like this area on the weekly. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Diamond here down 1.25. Still a big level here. I mean, we're piercing it now on the YM. So I do like that. You can see it on the DIA too. It's actually, no, you can't because it's here on the YM. See if there's a fib here. 402. Yeah, so maybe 400 whole round number area if that level doesn't hold. Semis we talked about. If this goes down into this trend line, I really like that too. So these types of moves bring opportunity. 230, 232-ish is going to be resistance there. Oh, by the way, yeah, NVIDIA is just ignoring everything. It's green on the week. IGV down. We had Adobe got smoked. Oh man, it did get to 375 after all. I called that level out earlier first thing this morning. I was like, I don't know if it gets there, but that's going to be interesting. Yeah, that might bounce there. So maybe Adobe holds up, but IGV down again. Friday's close will be telling. Can we bounce back above these trend line? Can we bounce back above some of these levels here? Dow transports we've known is weak. It got through my 14.5. Again, we'll see what it does tomorrow. We pierce through it. Then after that, yeah, probably down to like the whole round number 14. There's the failed bear flag reversal. So it should be about where it stalls out. All right, rates. So obviously came down, and yeah, I mean, like this is like a horrible job of covering tracks. I mean, like you can tell somebody's front running news here. So rates, gapping up and then selling off. I still think the 10-year looks good though. If this can consolidate here and try to push through that up towards 4.6, 4.8. Sorry, 4.5 to 4.6. 30-year 4.8, 4.85. But yeah, I mean, they're either painting the tape for a fake bear move or there's about to be a bear move, right? It's like blatantly obvious. XHP down 2.5. Again, still a good level here around 92. And then a monster at 86. 85, 86. I mean, that's not going to go there tomorrow, but just for future reference. VNQ, fading this whole move down. So not much past here till probably this little double bottom, unless it holds tomorrow. XLF down 26 cents. I still like this island, and I love that trend line here. And third hit usually overthrows, which it's doing. You have the 200 MA below. So I think downside in fins here in the near term is kind of limited. Dollar yen, a little bit of weakness today, but still can try for a higher low. But we'll see what happens with fins here. KRE down 1.1, KBE down about the same, and then broker dealers here down 2%. That can retrace to the 200. That has not been there in a while either. I didn't even really technically touch it in August. Oil here down 1.6. It's not giving me vibes that we're going to have if we have a headline, it's not going to be oil related, even though it was down. you know, it's not really like it was hate sold. We did have a headline with Putin saying he was open to peace, so it sold off initially and it bounced back up. But yeah, I still kind of have an upside bias towards 70 on this. XLE down 60 cents. That held up really well. XOP down 1.4 and then OIH down 1.25. Uranium plays all down across the board. Although CCJ, I think that may have bottomed here in the near term. Nat gas, a little top heavy, trying to hold on to $4. That may need to do some consolidation. Dollar index up 22 basis points. Got a bounce, came off the highs. This, so if again, headline, this did not act like anything was going on today. So that was an outlier. Gold, new all-time high, 30.76 my target. 38 on silver. Platinum got a good bid. I don't have any alpha on these, but they probably get a bid if gold does. And copper continuing up. Every time they mention tariffs, this goes higher. So copper acting well. And we got Bitcoin here still at 80, 80 and a half. No new lows. Maybe a little bit of positive for the market. It's not in a good technical position though. It needs to reclaim that 200. So if this rolls down, I mean, it could have a little bit of a slide here. But, you know, if we can put another hammer and reverse, break back above the 200, it can go back to 90, 91 and a half. So that's kind of it. We'll see if something happens. I mean, like, it's like clear as day to me that somebody's either about to drop a headline or they're like trying to get people to think that there's a big move coming. But I think if we gap down, it probably does it. So anyways, guys, I'll wrap it up here. Again, you guys take care. Again, don't forget to come find me on CarnivoreTrades.com. I will see you guys all tomorrow.